Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of the Darksliders podcast with Doug and Brad.
Hey.
So we didn't have an episode last week. Doug was gone, busy doing stuff.
I had stuff to do.
So we did put up one thing. I did a Madden review all by myself.
Which is very good. Very good, by the way. I like that one.
Aw, that's nice.
I didn't understand what you said like 90% of the time, but I liked it.
So that's up from last week, but we didn't have a full episode. This week the episode's going to be a little bit shorter. Either the day after this or the day before this, we're going to put up a spoiler episode just talking about Batman Arkham Knight. We both really like this. I finally got around to playing it, so we just talked through all the spoilers and everything. So that'll be up this week as well, and that's why this episode's a little short, because we kind of had to cut down on some of the games we've been playing to make room for that. Doug didn't play a whole lot last week either, because not only did he not show up to do podcast stuff, he also didn't play video games. So good work, Doug.
I was really busy. God. Surprisingly, this is a hobby of mine, not what I do for a living.
Who knew? But I'm super excited because I got Metal Gear Solid 5.
Actually, real quick about your Metal Gear Solid 5. I am like, after this, depending on how this goes, I will literally go out to Meijer down the street and buy it.
Which is awesome, because my first question was going to be, Doug, why haven't you bought this game yet?
Is it? I haven't bought this game because I didn't like Ground Zeroes. I thought Ground Zeroes was too gross.
Okay, and that would be my one thing with you. This game is kind of gross. There's some blood stuff in this game.
Okay, all right. You start from the beginning then. Okay, let's start all the way from the beginning.
Especially some of the opening scenes. Basically, so first of all, this game carries with a lot of backstory between Ground Zeroes and Peace Walker. And a lot of the background doesn't come from the mainline games because it's from those ones that are set in this time, which is Peace Walker and Ground Zeroes. And there's one other one that I can't think of. Snake Eater has a lot too, but that's one of the main ones.
Yeah.
But I didn't play Peace Walker, and I only played through Ground Zeroes once, and I'm still right on board with everything that's going on with this.
Welcome to being a Kingdom Hearts fan.
Yeah, essentially. But this game is so pretty. Just like the way the world looks and just the draw distance on everything. And I mean, you can see for what feels like miles, and the whole walking through this, just even riding your horse through, is crazy just looking at it. And just trying to pick things out from a distance, it's awesome. You use binoculars like crazy to like try and figure out, okay, what's the best way to get into this? This game is completely open world, which is new for Metal Gear. And I was very, very nervous about that. I don't like open world games. I don't like open world games, 90% of them. This is what an open world game should be. If somebody said, show me what an open world game should be, I would just stick a copy of Metal Gear Solid 5 in front of them.
So what, I guess in that aspect that's kind of interesting. So what makes this different? Like, because I really just don't know, because it just looked like, it looked like an open world game, kind of. What's the difference?
So, because it's got the stealth element to it, and it's got that element of you can approach things in every way, which Ground Zeroes did, but Ground Zeroes really, from my experience, punished you for just wanting to shoot stuff because you're trying to infiltrate like a base. Whereas this, you're mostly going through little cities and outposts and things. At least I'm only 5 or 6 hours into it at this point, at least so far. You can do whatever you want at any point. So if you just want to go around, in one piece it has, and I believe this was in Peace Walker, where you're building kind of a base and you're trying to build an army.
Yeah.
You can just go through and try and find guys for your army. You can spend time doing that, and that has some gameplay rewards for it. You can go and try and find resources to develop things. That has some benefit to it. You can go through the side missions, and the side missions, you just pick one and go to the spot. There's no load screens in this game except for when you go into a mainline story mission.
Yeah.
But the way you approach these are awesome. So one I did today, you have to assassinate somebody. No spoilers. You assassinate somebody. It's not even a major character. But they're holed up in this city. So you walk up to the city, and the game suggests, you need to stop and you need to scout. Yeah. So you stop up on a mountaintop above the city, pull out your binoculars, tag all the bad guys in the base, which ones you can see, pick your way in, and it won't tell you where the guy is. You just know he's in the city.
Oh, so that's cool.
So like you would walk up, you grab a guard, you interrogate him. And he'll say, I know there's some blueprints hidden over here. I don't know anything about a commander. And then you kill him. And then hide his body. You go find the next guy. The next guy, you interrogate him. He goes, the commander's in this. The commander, he's in this building. He's right here. He's in this building. That's all I know. So you kill him. And then it tags it on your map so you know where to go.
Yeah.
But this whole time you have to kind of sneak through it. And then, so like this one in particular, I walked up to the building, and he was kind of in like a high-rise building. I actually climbed up on a building across from it and just shot him through a window.
Oh, you
As
didn't even
opposed
get
to like
the...
actually sneaking in the video. So I just like literally climbed up on a building across, shot him, he dies, mission over, and then I just ran out of town.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Or I mean, you can
Yeah.
go in, you can silently climb through the building, climb up to the top of the stairs, and kill him, and then sneak your way back out if you want to. You can really do this any way you want, and just
Yeah.
because the map's so big and it's so open, you can approach it from so many different ways.
That reminds me a lot of. Do you ever play Crisis? Because Crisis is the only other game I can think of that was similar to that. Because like usually you come up, it's linear though, but you come across a base and you could go from any which way. God dang it! Now I'm gonna. That actually, honestly, just you saying that is gonna make me. I'm gonna go buy that after this.
You will love this game. My only thing is that you will think this game is violent because it is very violent.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it okay?
And,
The reason I didn't like Ground Zeroes is because they had it wasn't just that it was violent, it was like depraved. Like some of those tapes, like some of the stuff they insinuate, like I don't like there's weird like rape stuff, there's
nothing that I've got to so far.
okay, there's a lot of weird stuff in that. Like if it's just honestly if it's just people shooting each other, I'm okay with that. Like
Yeah, lots of that and lots of slitting throats and stuff like that.
like
That's pretty much it.
and for whatever reason I'm okay with that. I think the reason I didn't like it like Arkham and like sometimes I talk about this in other games is I think like it didn't work for Batman, but I think it's Metal Gear. Like it makes sense for Metal Gear. Like Metal Gear's always
Yeah.
been kind of violent, so I think that's okay. I thought Ground Zeroes went too dark. Does it start out from like what you played? Is it as dark as Ground Zeroes?
For what I've played, no, absolutely not. Not even close.
Okay, that's That's what I thought. Like because Ground Zeroes is like the darkest Metal Gear Solid game ever. I was like, I'm not gonna get Phantom Pain if it's that gross and violent the entire time.
No, I mean, I'm trying to think if there's been anything where I was like, ooh, that was really dark, but it's not. Most of it is very straightforward to the point. Again, I'm only 5 or 6 hours in, so I don't know if
We'll see like
point
10
later,
hour mark and
since
holy
this is a big
shit.
game. But so far, no, not at all.
Okay. Ah, crap. I might get this game then.
You need to buy this game. It's so good.
Do you like the base building stuff at all? Because that just sounded like annoying to me.
You don't have to do almost nothing with it to the point where I am.
Okay.
Basically, you collect soldiers, and the soldiers do stuff for you.
Yeah.
I mean, in 6 or 7 hours, I've spent maybe 10 minutes on Mother Base,
Okay.
and that was the tutorial.
Oh, okay. So you're just kind of ignoring it.
So,
I mean, are you sending guys to the base, or are you just like not going to the base? Or are you still?
Yeah, I
sending
do that
guys
a
there?
lot because, yeah, I send a lot of guys to the base, but that doesn't necessarily do anything. So basically, you have this thing called the Fulton system, where once you trank a guy, you attach a big fancy parachute to him, and then the parachute just goes woo and like sends him flying off into the sky, and then you
Yeah.
get a call that says, "We received your shipment."
Okay. So I mean,
And-
you don't get the benefits for that until you go back to Mother Base, though.
No, you do, because it'll auto level up your stuff, so like you can develop different things through your iDroid.
Oh yeah. Why the hell would they even do that?
I don't know, but so you can develop things and stuff like that without really there's no real necessity to go there. Another part I just did, I captured someone and I have to go back to do some interrogating with them, but that's the first time I've even gone back to Mother Base.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of that stuff you can actually do in the helicopter, like when you get like extracted, you sit in the helicopter and it'll give you an option to go back, or you can just sit there and go through all the same menus in your helicopter like remotely.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. Because I was kind of worried I'd have to keep going back to that. And I didn't know if it was fun. Because, like, those things can sound annoying on paper, but they can actually be pretty fun. Like, I imagine faulting guys out is kind of fun. Is it, or no?
Yeah,
Like,
it's just kind of goofy.
okay.
It's like that goofy Metal Gear Solid stuff. And there's a couple so far that I found just like those awesome Metal Gear moments.
Don't say
Yeah,
anything.
I'm going to stop there, but there's a couple awesome ones in
Okay.
the first 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Honestly, I'm just really excited to play the opening. Honestly, like the game sounds kind of cool, but the opening, I just like it's like 2 hours long and kind of linear and awesome. I was like, oh my god, that's like I love openings that are sort of linear, 2 hours long and kind of awesome.
Yeah, the opening is very well done, just because of the way it's set up and how it introduces a lot of things that are going on in the environment.
Okay, does this game do a good job of like do I need to know what happened in Peace Walker like really well? Can I do they explain that pretty well?
At this point, basically, as long as you know that, and this would be spoilers for Peace Walker and Ground Zeroes, just as a heads up. As long as you remember that like Skullface character
Yeah.
from Ground Zeroes at the end, he, at least this far in, is kind of being set up to be the big bad of the game.
Yeah.
And as long as you kind of know that things went really shitty for Snake the previous time he tried to build an army. Basically, you know that. It's like, oh man, remember when things went really shitty and then in Ground Zeroes this guy did some stuff?
Yeah.
We need to get revenge for that. And that's really all you need to know.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I put maybe 2 hours into Ground Zeroes and I never touched Peace Walker, and I'm right on track with the story.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I gotta read. I was thinking about just watching up a Peace Walker thing. All right. Cool. Shit. I guess I will go buy it. God dang it. It's been
You should definitely go buy it.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Witcher 3 is $40. I don't know. I'll probably end up getting Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid, I think, is like a more solid buy. I know I'll probably like that one.
If you don't like this game, we're going to have a very long discussion about how wrong you are.
Well, we had a spoiler cast for Arkham Knight. I think this will be a perfect one to do a spoiler for Metal Gear Solid.
I agree. If we get to the end of it in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah. It's pretty long too, which is kind of cool. I'm kind of excited for that.
Yeah. But moving on to some news here again, we're going to cut that a little bit short just because we do have the Arkham spoiler thing that Doug alluded to a minute ago up as well. But some news this week, and this is some of this is from the last 2 weeks just because we skipped one. I am super excited about this, and I don't think you care at all.
No, I'm weirded out that you're super excited about this.
So, Lawbreakers was announced, which is Cliffy B's new arena shooter.
Yeah.
So, what's your issue with that?
It just, I mean, I'm not saying it looks bad by any means, but I just see, I mean, I like these games more than you like these games. Like, I've played a lot of Team Fortress 2, I've played a lot of Quake, I've played a lot of Unreal Tournament, but I don't remember you playing a lot of these games. So, I feel like I should be more excited about this than you.
I played a decent amount of Team Fortress. I played a lot of Unreal Tournament.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then the game that this most resembles me is Tribes, which I used to play a lot of Tribes as well. So,
does this look like Tribes? I thought it just looked like Unreal Tournament. I didn't see the Tribes aspect to it.
Just with like the kind of jetpacky type stuff.
Oh,
that kind of stuff gives me kind of a Tribes vibe.
Yeah.
That sounded funny. Anyway, basically, it's class-based. It's super fast. And I like those super fast kind of twitchy shooters. Those make me really excited.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I like the idea that it's class-based. And the classes, if you watch some of the gameplay trailers, actually look like they matter. Where I feel like in a lot of these games, they don't.
Yeah, there's a few games where to be really like Team Fortress 2 is really good at showing what the necessity of the classes, but yeah, a lot of them don't. This game actually reminded me of it's kind of like League of Legends. I don't like at all, but the thing with League of Legends, like everybody has their own special power ups and stuff, and every character is really unique.
Yeah,
and now they're just like, and Blizzard's doing this as well with their what the hell's that other game called that they're doing? But I like that where they're starting doing like these hero characters where you have like a bunch of different skill sets for the single character. And like Team Fortress 2, like your characters are basically different based on their guns and health. Well, this one is like, no, it's like your guns, your health, the way you move, your special attacks. I think, yeah. Crap, that is kind of cool. Yeah.
Exactly, and that's what kind of got me to this. It's Unreal Tournament, but you have very specific skill sets for very specific players, which I think is just such a cool idea.
Yeah, I mean, it's not announced for console yet. Like,
no, he actually addressed that today. I was just reading this like an hour before we started recording. His exact quote was, "I don't currently intend to bring it to consoles." Basically, because this is being done by Cliffy B's new studio, not Epic Games.
Yeah, Boss Key,
which is a team of like 30 or 40 people. And he basically said, I personally don't have the resources to do this. If somebody came along and said, hey, we'll develop a port for you in our house or in our studio, I'd be totally okay with that as long as they can make it good.
Yeah, I actually followed Cliffy B on Twitter, and there was like he had sent tweets to Sony of pictures of Microsoft guys playing it. Like, hey, Sony, look, it looks like the Microsoft guys dropped by here to try it out. It's like, any comments or something like that? I was like, oh, I don't know. He's just I can't imagine why either place would not want that game immediately on their consoles. Like, and do everything in their power to get it on. I mean, it's like Cliffy B is just. I mean, he's just. I think the fact that like a lot of people even know who Cliffy B is like, yeah, we should probably get his game on our console.
Yeah, and I think just if you advertise it as from the guy who did, and then list any games that he's worked on, I think that goes over pretty well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
All right, so moving on to a game that Doug really likes it. I never actually got a chance to play, and I'm kind of sad about that now that
Which
I
is
think
ridiculous.
about it. Because I was really excited about this game when they announced it for PS4, and I never bothered to do anything about that.
I told you it was really good too. I don't know why it's like $10. Actually, I think it's $15, which is why you didn't buy it.
That sounds like exactly why I wouldn't own this game. But Shovel Knight has some new DLC coming out that looks good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. This is cool.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
No. So what this is basically it's free first of all, so that's good. So it doesn't matter even if it sucks, it's still free. And it's got to be better than the Arkham Knight DLC. So what this is it's a new expansion called Play. I think it's called Plague Knight, or you basically play as Plague Knight, and Plague Knight was one of the boss characters from the game. So what they do instead, so now you play as Plague Knight. That means you have a whole new set of moves, a whole new set of movement. A lot of Plague Knight stuff is based around throwing bombs and stuff, and like creating potions and stuff like that. So there's gonna be a lot of cool gameplay mechanics with it. And they didn't. When I was reading the press release, it looks like they didn't create new levels, but they added new enemies and they remixed the old levels to like fit his playstyle. So like you'll play through the game again, but like the old levels will have new areas. So it's kind of like Shovel Knight Plus sort of thing.
Basically, a new game plus where you get to play as a different style of character.
Yeah, but they'll also remix the levels, add in a few new enemies. Like it'd be like a real new game plus. Like I mean, a lot of games say, "Oh, we do new game plus." It's totally different, but it's not really. But this one actually
it's slightly harder.
Yeah, but this one, yeah, and this one is actually they're adding a lot of remix stuff. I think it's kind of crazy. I'm really excited for it. I don't know. I just like it's more Shovel Knight. I think that's all you really need to say about it. I can't believe you still haven't played Shovel Knight. Although if there's got to be a sale coming up because of this. I mean that's usually what comes with these free expansions. Yeah. So there's always a large sale. So I don't know. Maybe this time we can actually talk about Shovel Knight because it's awesome.
Been holding out for that. I do like the idea of completely redoing the original game as DLC. I feel like from a work perspective, I don't know if that's more or less work. I'm sure for a game like Shovel Knight, it's probably not too much. But
well, yeah, it's like they got all the assets and like world build, and like again, they're just modifying levels. They're not. I mean, some areas will still be exactly the same, but other ones will be kind of remixed. Sort of. So
I just feel like that gives you way more content than here's a 3-hour piece of extra story, as opposed to here you can replay the whole 8-hour game again, but it's going to be way different this time.
Yeah, no.
Shovel Knight, I don't think is 8 hours, but
no, it's not that long. But it's also free, so it's like, oh, that's shit, cool.
Yeah, can't argue with that.
Yeah, and I know Witcher 3 is doing a lot of that stuff. They're doing a lot of free expansions and stuff like that. I think the free stuff is kind of cool. I think you're taking a chance, though, that I think the idea behind free expansions is that free expansions not only reward older players, but they get new players interested in. So, like, you can have a news story, I don't know, 6 months after Shovel Knight's come out. Oh, there's more Shovel Knight coming. Oh, there's more of this. Instead of, like, waiting for sequel news. So I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree with that. Final Fantasy 15 had some new stuff come out at PAX this past week. Couple new trailers. One was kind of going through some issues that they'd run into so far. Doug's really excited about this.
Oh, this is Doug. Okay, I guess this is another Doug news. So they showed 2 trailers. The first trailer was... I don't know why they keep doing this, but they keep showing off stuff that would be cool, that is cool for a Final Fantasy. I'm not denying that. But it is not cool and kind of standard for most other games. Like, so the one trailer, for example, for this trailer, they released a, it's show that you can use the car to go around an open world, and you can get out of the car at any time. And that was pretty much it. It was like you can drive around the world, and you can get out of the car at any time. Yeah, and it was like 5 minutes long. It was basically just like them driving around the areas and stuff like that. It was kind of neat, but again, it's that sort of like, okay, Final Fantasy 15, like that was cool when like Grand Theft Auto did it, and then Grand Theft Auto 4 did it, and then Grand Theft Auto 5 did it.
It would have been awesome if you put it in Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah, exactly. Like this would have been really big news. So I think it's kind of neat, but it's kind of that, at the very least, it's just like, this is what we're working. It's kind of cool that you are sort of seeing the development of it, though, because it's clearly like, this is the most finished thing we have, so we'll show that.
Yeah. I do like the idea of kind of those development style updates as opposed to just the more traditional gaming release where it's fancy logo trailer, fancy teaser trailer.
Yeah.
3 trailers in, we'll give some gameplay. 2 more gameplay trailers release. Whereas this, it's, okay, here's legitimately some things that we've kind of messed up, we're tweaking, we're working on.
Mhm.
It just gives I feel like it gives, as fans, it gives you more ownership of it. And you're going, I remember when they were working on this. I remember seeing this early and seeing that transform into this piece.
That's really funny because that you said that because I know you didn't watch the whole hour long reveal of that, but that's exactly
I
what they
did
said
not.
they wanted fans to feel like.
Oh,
So
score. Look at that.
you were good job, Square. You got Brad. At the very
One
least, you
new,
got.
well, not new fan. I was going to buy this game anyway. One person slightly more ready to say $60, whatever day this happens to come out
Yeah.
next year, quote unquote.
I'll pre-order if they say we're throwing everything out and just making Kingdom Hearts Final Fantasy. No, all the combat is not weird anymore. It's just Kingdom Hearts combat. That's all we're doing. They're not going to do that. They shouldn't do that.
They're not.
They should. It'd get me to buy it. But the second trailer I thought was more interesting, and kind of what you were talking about was a stuff we're working on, and how it was announced before they showed the trailer was that they kind of require, actually most jobs require this, like they want to show how the whole project's doing. So what they'll do, they'll ask different sectors, show us what your latest stuff is and how much percentage you have completed on it. So this was just that video that they presented to the director of the game to show how far they were on certain aspects.
That's really cool. I like
Yeah,
that even more.
so yeah, so it's pretty cool. So as you're going through this, like you'll see the percentage complete of what it is, and it's just kind of like a really specific thing. Like the one thing they show is like Noctis's slide animation as he's going down steeper slopes. Like it changes the speed as he's going down slopes depending on the slope of the slope.
Yeah.
Some of them they showed was like AI movement up ladders. Another one they showed was like a very specific tier shader for a specific enemy, and like that's all it was. But it was kind of cool. It's kind of like that you're looking under the hood, and I don't think we've ever seen this for. I'm not gonna say ever seen this, but definitely not for such a high profile game. Like this is the next Final Fantasy. Like this, they're not generally open about their development.
And I don't feel like it's something you see from games currently in development. I think some games come with like behind the scenes footage and things like that.
Oh yeah,
on
like
disc,
after they're all
but that's post release after you've played through the whole game. You're watching it. This is, I mean, apparently like a year out, probably closer to 2 years out if we're being realistic.
They doubled down on the 2016.
They are going at that, and it's not going to happen.
Not gonna happen. Maybe like December 31st or something. Like we told you guys.
December 31st at 11:59.
Yeah.
It'll start pre-installing on your
New Year's
console.
release. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. And like if you think about like you're even saying the behind the scenes thing, it's like a quick second of like a guy's monitor or something, and like that's it.
Yeah, yep. Or the EA E3 trailers from a year or so ago.
Oh yeah, that showed behind the scenes development. That you can show those, but you can't just show only those.
Yeah, you need to have something to go with that.
Yeah, and they're doing that. Like they're giving us like full length trailers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and honestly,
and I think
sorry.
I think that's why it works well because it was paired with that 5-minute actual gameplay demo that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and even that was like not great, but it was like we still got like a real trailer, and then on top of that, we got this like little extra thing. I will say that I did actually watch a lot of the half hour hour long thing. If they pull this game off like what they're talking about, it will be like the best game ever. I can't imagine that's happening. Like it's the best game on paper ever created. So
yeah,
we'll see if that actually happens.
Yeah,
they're still unsure about a lot of things. The fact they just put on the Just Cause 3 guy, like during that presentation they had a video from the Just Cause 3 guy saying like, "Hey Tabata, we're happy to help you guys with Final Fantasy 15." I was like, whatever they're doing is not going to be finished by 2016. I don't know what it is. I can't imagine it's completely retrofitting another engine with another engine is going to work out too well for anybody. So we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So a game that is now officially coming out in 2016, Uncharted 4, got a release date March 18th, which is weird because in my mind I thought this was a holiday game.
Oh crap, that's really soon. I just realized that.
Yeah.
I just spaced on the date. I don't usually care about dates. I was like, wow, that's like 6 months.
Yeah, it's like 6 months from now, which is super crazy because in my mind like it was a holiday game.
Oh wait, did you think this was coming out this year or like next?
No, next holiday.
Oh like, yeah.
In my mind, I was expecting this in like 13, 14 months, not 6 months.
To be fair, it was supposed to come out this holiday though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did get pushed back, but that's why it seemed weird that it was so early in 2016. So I feel like we only pushed it back for like 3 months.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of weird. Uncharted 4, that's gonna be that game will. I'm so interested to see how the game was because they're so open. Not they aren't open about it, but we know so much about how like crazy the development's been on that I don't know. That game could be awesome, or it could just be like one of the many games that like has crazy development and ends up terrible at the end.
With all the crazy behind the scenes stuff and the high profile names that they have leading this project, it's going to be curious to see what the final product is. If it has that patchwork
Yeah,
feeling to it, or what the complete Uncharted 4 is, and I don't
yeah.
know. I'm
They've
sure it'll be good.
they've actually had problems with a few of the Uncharted. I know Uncharted 1 and 3 especially had some other problems. So maybe this is all just par for the course and it'll be awesome.
I
Um,
think it will be.
yeah. How do you feel about the DLC stuff?
After playing the Last of Us DLC, really excited because that was really, really good. So if it's even comes close to that, I'm going to be really excited.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people were mad about this, but I don't see why because I think the Last of Us DLC. Well, I didn't play it. I mean, I know a bit about it. It's not something that like felt cut from the main game. It's like a side story. Like it's a very side story. So like a side story with Uncharted could be like play as Sully, which would be awesome.
Which would be amazing.
Yeah, but knowing Naughty Dog, they wouldn't just be like play this level as Sully. It's like no, here's like a whole sort of separate
Here's
expansion
what
pack.
remember that 10 minutes where you didn't know what Sully was doing? There you
Yeah.
go.
Now you do. Actually, I'm hoping he plays like young Sully or something like that, like young Sully and young Drake from Uncharted 3. I don't know. They can do whatever. I just if you play as Drake, I'll be disappointed. I guess.
I don't know. I think that's what the Last of Us DLC, because I kept saying, like, referencing back to that. And I think that's what that really showed was, hey, it worked really well when we just told that side story. We didn't try and tack it on. We didn't try and force it. We just went with
Mhm.
where can we tell another story?
Yeah, and I think that should be the theory behind like most DLC. I don't think it is.
But it's not.
Well, they do. They just like do it really hackneyed. I think like Naughty Dog's like one of the few that can actually tell the good side. Honestly, I'm just kind of stuck on this Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, or Arkham Knight DLC, and it's just oh man, this shit was terrible.
Yeah. Let's not do that anymore, please.
Yeah, exactly.
So another high-profile game got a release date. That is Deus Ex, which is actually I'm really excited because it's only coming like 3 weeks before that,
Yeah.
February 23, which again seems way earlier than I thought in my mind.
Mm.
Because that's really exciting. They had to go and ruin it.
Yeah.
So you can augment your pre-order.
I have no problem with this. Just but continue.
Are you freaking kidding me?
No, I have no problem with this. I'll talk about it a little bit.
Okay, so the way this works,
Mhm.
the first part sounds fantastic. And that is that you pre-order it, you get to pick. Do you want the fancy new level? Do you want a character? Do you want a skin? What do you want for your pre-order,
You
right?
realize that's the part that people hate, right?
The people are dumb as shit. That's not the bad part.
No, well, okay, keep going. Just do the news first, and then we'll talk about it.
So you can pick your thing. Now, depending on how much money you pay, you get more stuff, right?
No, that's not how it works.
Oh,
Do you want
okay.
do you want to
Well,
explain how it works? Did
anyway,
you watch the video?
I did. Wasn't that the idea that like you get like a tier 1 pre-order item, and then if you get to tier 2, you get more?
No,
Or was
I
that just
think
for the everybody?
okay, but I did watch it. We watched the same video, so I can see why this might be confusing. Now I'm not sure because you said that. What I thought it was is that you pre-order the game, and as more people pre-order the game, then more tiers unlock, and that's when you get more stuff. So you don't get to
Oh,
tier 2 by paying more money. You get to tier 2 because 10,000 more people pre-order the game.
okay. But that is what I really don't like. That like now like oh, I only get one thing because nobody else wanted to pre-order this. Like I hate the idea of like we need to push pre-orders so hard
Yeah.
that depending on how many people do this, we're gonna get money. It's essentially like yeah, I don't even know. And then like the ultimate goal,
Hmm.
which is like if we get all our pre-order goals, we're gonna give it to you 4 days early.
Don't. This is fine. I don't care. You know,
This is just
no, you know what's weird
stupid.
is that this has happened before. It's just happened for smaller games. Like this was a thing on Steam for a while. Like Valve pushed this sort of idea. So like the fact that they've done this was not like a brand new idea. I think it's the first time console gamers have seen it though. Um,
I hate it.
I don't. I mean, I don't disagree with it. The thing is, I don't pre-order games, so I don't care.
I don't either. So I guess I really shouldn't care either. But it's still just it just boggles my mind that like we need to set up goals for how many people buy this game before this game is a thing. It makes me feel like the game's shit. When you're like sitting there trying to be like, please buy this before anybody's played it. Please buy this before there's a review. Please buy this before this happens.
I could see it. I could see it.
It's just like in my mind, it's like you're not that desperate for money. Either that, or as soon as a review comes out, this game's gonna be like, sorry, yeah, we were right. It was garbage. But thanks for your pre-orders. We hit our goal.
But would you bet? But we talked about this before, though. But you would be okay with this if they had done this for a game that wasn't released yet, that was like still in production. Like this is like the perfect scenario it's described if they were trying to make like a medieval game or something like that.
Wait, for like a Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very different situation. This is not a game that needs funding. This is a game that they're trying to steal money from people.
They're not trying to steal money. Okay. Look at the pre-order bonuses. Like they're not great. It's like It's just normal pre-order bonuses. It's like you get music, you get a new costume, you get.
Yeah, but still, I don't like it. And like you said, I'd be fine if it's like an in development game that needs money, and you do it like on a Kickstarter basis where it's, oh yeah, we need to hit like this stretch goal and this stretch goal. That's fine because those are games that need money. This game doesn't need money.
Well, it does. I mean, that's like the whole pre-order culture is about, is because they need to hit a funding goal. Like the game is funded sort of, but they still need to make like extra money on top of it. So they need to have like guaranteed sales. Like we're like all AAA games are super dependent on pre-orders. I think they thought this was a good idea. I don't think they were being nefarious. I don't think people are saying like, oh, they're holding the game hostage. I don't think that's the case. I think they thought this was like a cool thing to do. We need to get more pre-orders. And you know how everybody's getting like, players invested in the games and talking with them and community and online, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give them player choice, and I think this was a
by
good
giving us money for a game that they can't play right now.
Yeah, I think this is one of those things that sounded like a really good idea if you weren't on forums and stuff. Like if they weren't. Like as a business decision, this makes a lot of sense, but I can see that if they weren't aware of like how much people would hate this on like internet forums, like the internet culture, that they wouldn't have known otherwise.
And that's probably true. Business-wise, it makes total sense. It's a genius move business-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I don't like it.
I don't know. I can understand. Games are really expensive. So when people do this stuff, and to be fair, like it's like the pre-order stuff, it's not like it's not anything like super awesome, and it's nothing super awesome, and it's 4 days. Like nobody's losing out.
But still, I just don't like the idea of like, okay, now essentially you've got other people marketing for you, because now you're going like, oh, I pre-order this. If only 8,000 more people pre-order this, I better share this with all my Twitter followers so that 3 of them pre-order it, and then they share it, and we can get this to tier 4.
Yeah, that sounds ingenious.
It does, but it just seems skeezy to me. Like, we're not even going to bother marketing this game. We're going to make people market this for us by making them try and get to certain levels.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So I don't know. I can see why people would be pissed. I personally am not totally pissed about it.
Yeah, in the long run, it really doesn't matter to me because I'm not going to pre-order this game.
Mm-hmm.
I might buy it day one, but I'm not going to pre-order.
If there was something super nefarious behind it, like if they had honestly, if it was just a super super cool pre-order bonus that they're going to have at the end, or like a super like, I don't know, like an expansion pack or like something actually real. Ever since this
everybody gets the season pass for free if we get 2 billion pre-orders.
Yeah, something like that, like something that was actually like really. But even then, it's like if it was something cool, then who cares? I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
I have mixed opinions about that.
To a company that's doing things right, Nintendo, in the weirdest possible way, confirmed Pikmin 4.
Yeah, I don't. Did they? Yeah, I actually don't know this news. So I'm learning as you're telling this.
So back in mid-July,
mm-hmm.
Miyamoto did an interview with, I think it was Eurogamer, and in that interview, he's like, "Oh yeah, we're working on Pikmin 4. In fact, it's almost done."
Boy,
then that article got published just a little bit ago.
Oh, okay. So wait, that's the new. Okay.
So like he said this interview back in July, and the article was finally posted like a couple days ago. That's why it hasn't been like news until now.
Oh.
But he basically just in a random interview with the gaming magazine, was just like, yeah, Pikmin 4, it's a thing. I'm actually almost done with it. We're really far along with it actually.
To be fair, that's like super Nintendo. That's like Nintendo just being Nintendo again. Like
exactly.
We talk about this all the time.
I love it. It's fantastic. But it's just weird. Like Pikmin 4 is a big deal.
Is it weird though, or is it weird? It'd be weird for other companies. Is it weird for Nintendo?
That's probably true. I guess it's probably not weird for Nintendo. But if Pikmin 4 is almost done, he didn't say any system would be on.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
we're not gonna talk about NX stuff until there's actually something other than we know it's called the NX. That's like literally,
And maybe Pikmin 4 is on it. And maybe Pikmin 4 is a launch title.
Actually, it would make sense. We're not going to talk about. God dang. It would make sense to be the next Zelda because they did that with the GameCube and Wii with Twilight Princess. So it obviously makes sense to release on the NX and the Wii at the same time as the sort of the ports between generations. And it would make sense to also release Pikmin 4 that I'll bet you. God dang it. Why are you talking about NX? Okay, we have not. There have been no big Nintendo mainline announcements outside of Star Fox, like huge, their golden Mario.
They're big guys.
Yeah, they're big guys, and there really hasn't been any announcement. And like that kind of happened at E3, and they got kind of burned about it. So I assume those are all in development for NX, and I imagine NX is going to have one hell of a crazy launch with a lot of Wii U not ports, but you know what I mean,
like the cross generational thing.
Yeah. So it's gonna have and some and then of course the new whatever the new Mario is, I'm sure is on NX.
Yeah, and what makes this weird, and I didn't even think about this, is this interview happened in mid-July.
Oh yeah, he said almost done. Yeah.
He said, well, no, not that he said almost done, but you just mentioned people got kind of irritated. They didn't have any big announcements at E3.
Oh, if Pikmin 4 is almost done, why didn't they say anything?
And like 2 weeks later, it's like, Pikmin 4, we're making some good progress on that. It's actually pretty close to being done. And we're not even going to mention that at E3. We're going to mention that in a side piece gaming interview.
Yeah, I could kind of, I could kind of see it though. Pikmin to me, I think that would be the perfect game to show. And here's the NX playability aspects. You know what I mean? Here's the goofy new twist to Pikmin 4 that is only possible on NX, and I could see something.
The Nintendo gimmick.
Yeah, and I'm really surprised that if you said it's almost done in July, they didn't show that it. Well, no, E3 was when was E3? March?
Like first week of July.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yep.
That is weird. Then I don't know what the hell Nintendo's being weird.
Yeah.
That's a good note to end on.
That'll do it for this episode. Like we said, it's a little bit shorter than normal. We do have a Arkham Knight spoiler episode edition thing that you can go check out as well to kind of fill out the week in terms of content. But of course, have videos up and things throughout the week. So of course, you can check us out on Twitter, Darksliders_pod, or on YouTube, SoundCloud. All those places will have all our updates for the week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.